What is going on, everyone? My name is Boyd and I am back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action. Spawning in the bottom of the map in the blue color, playing is Ra. His name is Hilary Clitor. I cannot understand that name. I'm just going to refer to this person as Hilary. Playing Ra. Feels good. Partners today. The red color playing as Thor is Blood. In the teal color playing as Hades is Ragnaroks. In the green color playing as Odin is Libertine. And we have in the purple color is Ra player. I am Joe, and in the yellow color from the F2 clan is I am Wiz. Playing Uranus, the map is Anatolia. That's the map, Anatolia. Super interesting team game map. Lots to do. Lots of decisions to make for this middle player, that the pocket player. In that they have to decide, am I going to go onto the top side or am I going to go to the bottom side? And also, really early team communication is super important here, because you want to basically, if you're this middle player and you have a Norse player on your team, you want that Norse player to build their dock as far up as they possibly can, because their offside does then not need to run all the way back, and you want to have that straight line straight to the shore in order to get your dock up as fast as possible. Over here we have Wiz, and Wiz obviously with the citizens cannot do that, so he's gonna have to put the dock here, which means that gives Joe a very easy decision to come top side here. The other side of the matter here is we have Hilary Clitor taking the front spot here. He's only sacrificing this one laborer, the one laborer on the extra walking time. So he's being kind enough to take that forward fish instead of the back fish, and he does allow Ragnaroks to get his very low dock, and it feels very good for those players that get that low dock and the side of the fish, because you can boom super fast, and that's very exciting. Oops, I clicked it one too many times. 1, 2, 3. All right. So this little feature I've got here, I can see what the resources is all looking like, which feels good. Alrighty, so on this map, I'm feeling like the general best way to play this one is to do a semi-fast heroic. You want to get out somewhere between 15 and 20 fishing ships. As soon as you hit the classical age, you want to grab that Purse Scene upgrade, and then from there, you build longboats, or basically archer ships, and go from there. You build your archer ships and you try and get to that heroic age around 9 minutes 30, 10 minutes, and you can advance your longboats, or sorry, your archer ships with the special upgrade to basically boost their stats, or you can then go for the middle with pressure in the middle and control gold mines in town centers. So many different options. Unless you're playing Norse, in which case you kind of want to do some sort of rush here. If I'm playing Odin here, nobody really does this strategy. I haven't talked about it for a while, so I thought I'd bring it back up. There's this nifty strategy you can do with Odin, which is about a 4 minute 30 or 4 minute 45 advance time with 4 or 5 Ulfsark. And we can see, generally speaking, that Ragnaroks is only going to have 2 docks up by the time the attack comes, and you want to be having that, or like a Greek player would only have 2 docks up by that time, wanting to get that 3rd dock up, and you prevent that 3rd dock in the archaic age with those Ulfsarks running in, and then on top of that, you can start attacking that 2nd dock as soon as you hit the next age. You get your Iron Hero to come in as well with Hersa and everything else, and you can really clean up water very fast. Hades is probably one of the better gods to defend against it, though, because Hades has the extra HP in the dock, and also I guess Chiron's pretty strong as well, and you're always going to be getting one of those really tough Minotaurs. You can see Athena is coming through. If we see the text, we've got Freya for Blood, Ragnaroks is Athena, and Libertine is Freya. Wiz is Prometheus. We're going to see some later advance times from our Ra players, especially Joe, because he's a little bit further away from the water. And you can see how many fishing ships he's got here already. Like 15 fishing ships already. But he's doing okay. I think he put maybe too many villages on gold. I've been doing a little bit of testing here with Egyptians, and I feel like if you do this correctly, you put 4 villages wood, 4 villages gold, and then you just pump villages onto wood, and you get out these fishing ships, this many fishing ships, and also advance very, very fast at like 5:30. You're advanced already. You don't have to put 4 villagers onto this temple either. So Joe with a little bit of inefficiency there on the Ra play. And if we check out our blue player here, how many fishing ships has he got? A little bit less than Joe, but he is advancing almost 50% faster than Joe, so almost 30 seconds faster. We are seeing Forest Fire does come down here from Libertine. He's going to be doing some damage there. Going up some more docks. You do see Libertine getting that dock up as well, and do have the Minotaur out doing those things. We're seeing some longhouses being thrown down for blood. Realize he doesn't have to actually make longboats just yet. We do have a Wiz moving in with his own Bareems trying to deny docks here, but this is already 4, so denying this dock isn't that important. You do want to get it up because it's a lot of defense here for Hillary Clitor. He's able to really hold on just sitting underneath these docks without too many of his own cabinets, but he's going to be forcing Wiz back. And then on top of that, raiding cavalry are going to be coming out for blood, which does mean he's going to be able to get a lot of really strong raids down if he gets out enough of them, as well as getting out medium cavalry. And then he can kind of run up here, attack the docks, run away from the docks, attack some villages, etc, etc. Now we've got Libertine. He's finally got some longboats out. He's going to be moving forward. If we check out the upgrades, we do not see Persine out for Libertine, so he's skipping on that one. And we aren't seeing that or Joey's grabbing that one, so he's very on top of that one, grabbing it as soon as he advances. And we're seeing not for Hillary Clitor, but I'm assuming Blood's not. God, Blood doesn't have it either. It's one of those upgrades which not even on paper, it's just ridiculously strong. Like, look at it. 30% fishing ship gather rate increase. 30%. Look at like hunting dogs. It's a 10%, and you get it as soon as you possibly can. So if you don't think it's good, you should probably reconsider that one. It's definitely worth getting as soon as you possibly can. We are seeing the Ra player moving into Wiz's army here, taking down a lot of his things. He's got the Thor player on top of Wiz's dock, getting doubled yet again. For some reason, Wiz's got a target on his back. It is an Egyptian in the middle though, so Egyptian really does struggle. He's decided to go through Bas as well and not shifting sands. If he goes through shifting sands or Ptah, he can shift over to this side, chucks down some barracks. We do see a restoration comes down as well from Ragnarok's, deciding to give that one away because he's giving up on his own water as well. So just throwing away the restoration to help kill off this one, maybe put his team ahead a little bit. Apparently hunting dogs isn't 10%, but it's the idea, it's the concept. Actually, it's telling me I don't even know what hunting dogs is. It's a good upgrade, and everyone gets it straight away. So pickaxe, hand axe, those are 10%. So there, take that. Just very important. Anyways, both the docks falling now for Wiz. We do still see Ragnarok has got his docks up, and he's actually still got a fairly decent trireme army. He's going to be picking off a bunch of Joe's cabinets. Joe not paying attention at all, going to be losing every single one of these. Joe does get through to the next stage through Sekhmet, throwing up a Migdol stronghold, but the army is moving in at this point, and we are seeing some of those catapulties coming out. There's a really good response to these medium raiders. They are medium catapulties, and he's going to be pumping them out, but he does not have the food to be able to do this. You can see he's sitting at 0% on that citizen, which means he cannot afford to get that. And it's very good. We do see the shifting sands does come through from Hillary Clitor, going to be taking those units over close to the water, trying to kill them off, but does not manage to trap them at all. So he does manage to get back out. Unfortunately, not using the shifting sands to the best of its ability there. It does get a little bit of damage onto everything, but it's not going to be all too much. Now we're going to be seeing some of those scarabs moving forward. Joe going for a little bit of a scarab rush here. Could potentially just walk into Blood's base, pick off this town center, and then kill every single one of these villages as well, so long as he's got some army to go along with it. We'll see what he does though. It looks like he may be looking to go for Hillary's base, which is definitely, well, it may not be the right decision because this is going to be defended by Priest, Pharaoh, and everything else, whereas Blood's being forward building, so you got to go for that home base there and pick off a lot of those villages. And we're also seeing Ragnarox is like playing out of his mind right now, completely pushing back the double team over here. Libertine's just like said, well, I'm kind of screwed here. He's grabbing his own town center. He's got 2 town centers for him. Ragnarox has got 2 town centers for himself as well. is going to be continuing right now. And we are seeing Joe's army coming in to pick off Blood's forward base. He's going to be picking off this temple. A Valkyrie does manage to get out though. Now we're seeing Blood running into the base of Wiz. Wiz does not have crenellations just yet. He does have an extra watchtower up to defend this this gold mine, which I do like. And Wiz is basically playing this this game in I need to survive for as long as possible mode, because Hillary is also sort of behind as well for some reason. I have no idea why Hillary's this far behind. Maybe he's like overcommitted on water. Does have Percy, maybe doesn't have enough fishing ships or something like that. But we are seeing the eclipse does come down, and now Joe's going to be walking into the base of Blood, and he's going to be able to take down this town center so fast. Even with Mason, this Scarab does so much damage. What's the crush damage? 18 crush damage plus 9 attack damage or hack damage in order to take this down. And then I don't think, yeah, that's like the total, because it's plus 50% from the eclipse. Gonna be moving in, take this one down, and that feels good. Valkyrie taking down the Sphinx and all of that other good stuff there. Town center is down. Villagers retreating, going to be running over to Ragnarok's base here. And that's going to be a good idea here. Sacrifice a couple of dwarves and then you're going to be good. Blood needs to throw up another town center somewhere else at this point in order to keep pumping out villagers. But looks like Wiz is okay. Will we see some of those Hillary Clitor Scarabs coming in as well in order to try and pick off Wiz? I don't think Wiz can actually defend against this either, but there is no eclipse, so he's going to be a little bit slower than what the Scarabs did to Blood over here. So now Joe's got his eyes set on Ragnarok's. We do have Apollo coming through, but maybe this is the wrong town center. If these Scarabs get onto this town center, does not look like there's any heroes here, or there's one Ajax. Oh no, both heroes are here, Ajax and Karin, so he can come in and pick these guys off fairly quickly, but there is a huge army that can prevent those heroes from taking down those Scarabs. So this is going to be a dead town center. The question is Apollo going to get out before the Scarabs take it down? And I think the answer is no. I think Apollo is going to come through. We are seeing that the army is going to be moving in onto these heroes, try and pick those off. Nice spot there. And we are seeing town center is coming down. And if he does not click repair on this, I think it might die before Apollo gets in. And it looks like the villagers, instead of repairing the town center, opting to kill the Scarabs, and there's the repairing. Looks like it's going to be enough to stop this from well, not stop it from happening, but Apollo's going to come through, and then the town center is going to come down here. We do see a Manticore does spawn. We have a little bit of a raid over onto this town center. We've got Horus coming through, Scarabs coming in. We do have this priest here. Need to get that guy off there in order to take this down. Joe could potentially, if he can keep this town center alive, again, he needs to do what Ragnarok's did and get some repair here. Looks like the town center is going to be able to get that mythic gauge up. He could potentially cast like Tornado on his own base here, which he's not going to do. He's going to use it onto Ragnarok's base. So a little bit of a base trade here. We've got Libertine in here, we've got Joe in here, and we've got Wiz trying to defend, but that's going to be not enough right here. We do see all of the Scarabs did die. Not that many villagers died. Joe is still in a really, really strong spot. But Hillary's still got his eyes set on Wiz, but Wiz is kind of in a good position here now. He's like, he doesn't have his army here, but he's been untouched for just a little bit. So it looks like he's kind of going to be able to stabilize, and that feels good. Town center was taken down by the tornado as well, so Ragnarok is hurting just a little bit, and it does look like the water attack that Ragnarok was doing has been completely repelled, so they can re-fish up that water if they so choose. There's a couple of fish here. He's got some idols. Need to get on top of that, but once he gets those done, he's going to have that economy booming. But I guess the other thing is Ragnarok could simply just underworld over to this side of the map, grab this fish if he wanted to, but that is a big commitment for Underworld as well. We are seeing more units flooding over here, but Joe looks like he's thinking about getting out of there. He's got this middle town center up, and he's going to be looking for some more things. I guess if you can chuck down like a Migdol here, like sneak one in here, this is like the kind of all that Blood can do, because he has to send his army through this way. We are seeing the units moving in here. Town center looks like it's trying to get back up. Chariot archers running straight through Blood's army, but Joe is on top of things, turns him around, doesn't even lose any of these chariots just yet. There's one very low HP chariot there. Every time your army gets hit, it does get slowed down. You have to kind of spam click, I think. If you spam click the army, it'll speed back up to regular speed. Could be talking out of my ass there, not 100% sure. Villagers moving over to this mining camp. Feels good. Looks like a little bit of relaxing for this thing with the team. Oh no, we do see Hillary moving in, trying to pick off Wiz, doing that stuff. Libertine does get through to the heroic age. We see some upgrades. Nothing too important. Sultan 4 is coming up. Joe does have his own Sultan 4. And again, another incredibly good upgrade there. You see 40% fishing gather rate increase. And that's on top of the... I want to say that's on top of the 30% you get, but I guess I could be lying there. Maybe it's only an extra 10%, but Ipit can tell me in the chat if that's true. Because it doesn't show that you have... it doesn't show that you have... thingy. What's it called? Yeah, I don't know. Unless it... Nah, it definitely would also stack. So you get the extra 30%. So it's 40% plus 30%. So it's... These water upgrades are vitally important for those of you playing at home, and we are seeing Joe yet again getting himself into a little bit of trouble with the with these Ulfsar coming in and the Raiders. It's really difficult for him to fight this, but if he can get this Avenger in, this is like a totally winnable fight for him, and he is going to be doing that. And most of these units are going to be focusing down the Avenger instead of all these. There's 2 Avengers here as well. It looks like the Army of Blood is going to be pushed back, and at this point, this is all going to come down to, can Hillary push into Wiz faster than Joe can basically cut off Blood? Blood's been sitting at plus 0 civilians, so for a very, very long time here, so he's really hurting. And Wiz has got his 3 town centers. I said that correctly. Where's his 3rd town center? I only see 2. Oh, he's taken one of Joe's, and Joe's taken one of Libertine's, and Libertine's gone forward with his town centers, right? Yeah, so we're just sharing here, which is nice. We see Earthquake does come down. Ragnarox is trying to really help out Hillary here, trying to pick off Wiz as fast as he possibly can. But Wiz, you can do this, my man. Keep building those units, keep defending. You got these villagers here which are in a little bit of a precarious position. Nice frost coming down. Now, if Wiz just simply clicks onto this town, so he needs some gold, maybe he can ask for that, or throw down a market. He's not in the heroic age, is he? I can't tell. I don't even know. But throw down a market and you can trade some of those resources there. But he definitely needs to get this town center back up. And Joe is in this position here. He's going to be trying to take down this location. Libertine just chilling here. Just chilling. I don't know where his army is at this point. I don't see green anywhere on the map. Oh, I guess here. He's trying to do some side builds. Oh, it's here. This looks like this side build's kind of been thwarted here. Ragnarox is got the heroes out, and they're going to be enough to pick off those frost giants, and then everything else will be fine. But Joe, he's gotten out of control here. He's really, really far ahead. He's got the catapult. Cannot really deal with these guys at all. And he's also got the Avengers. And against a Thor player, Avengers are just way too strong. They don't really have the tools to deal with it at all until they get Ragnarok. Yeah, it feels good, man. It feels good. But looks like the frost is down. Ragnarok does use his underworld passage in order to come in to hit Wiz even more. Wiz retreating his citizens, realizes this town center is a lost cause. These citizens should run as well. Want to keep as many of those alive as you possibly can, so at least you can get those resources to continue flowing in. But what's the reaction here from Joe? Do you help Wiz, or do you just try and steamroll through red as fast as you can? Or even through Hillary. If we check out the economy here, Hillary's got, well, he's got a lot of resources, but he's not in the Mythic Age just yet, so he's going to have to spend those resources. Libertine does go through Balder, and Shockwave's coming down here in order to help a little bit out at this point. No Ragnarok getting cast just yet. Where's the army of Libertine? How's his armory upgrades? Armory upgrades are a little bit slow here. Needs to throw down another armory. I know you're not Thor, but get 2 armories up. Try and get those bronze upgrades up as fast as you can. You're going to be in a good spot to rag at this time, especially when you have water. But I guess you didn't build that much water. You didn't rebuild the water that you lost. Pretty unfortunate there, but that's okay. We see even more raids coming into Ragnarok's base. As Ragnarok is running around up here, he needs to get back in and defend against this, because these buildings just keep popping up. And that's super important for him to deal with. Now we're seeing the catapult now taking down Hillary's town center here. And Hillary's only got 400 gold, so he can't really spam out those mercenary just yet. And it looks like he's got no real gold mines either. He does have this one, but no, this is Joe. He does have this gold mine and this gold mine, so I guess you need to make your way over there once you kill these. Joe needs to think about getting the engineers upgrade to make these catapults pick up the town center even faster. But that's not going to happen just yet. And we are seeing some random villagers running around, but Wizard's Oracle does scout that out, so that should be potentially some dead villagers. No reaction though from anyone, so not watching the map too fast there. Still no Ragnarok getting thrown down just yet. Maybe waiting is the right idea and getting out more of those look at this market. So good. Efficiency market as in the exact corner, and you have to send them over here, but maybe this corner would have been better because your town center is probably not going to die too often. Anyways, more off socks getting built for some reason. Villagers running up here, but with no ox cart. Oh, there's an ox cart here, so he's going to be able to get over here. But we'll see. We do see some of our Hillary's siege towers are coming through, and we do see a tornado does come down. And is this going to be enough? Does Joe have upgrades? He's got fortified town centers. He doesn't have masons. He doesn't have mud bricks. So it looks like if this tornado stays on top of the town center, it will kill it. But unlucky for him, Tornado decided to go for the Migdol Stronghold. This is why you want to cast the Tornado over here, so it doesn't have anything to run to except for the town center, which is unfortunate for. It's unfortunate for, I can't remember your name, Hillary, but it's okay. We do see the rain and does get cast. Who's farming? Blood farm. Oh, I guess all of these guys are farming, and there's only a couple here. Looks like Wizard's having a little bit of time to himself to get that town center back up. Feels good, and we are seeing this fight. Looks like it's kind of going in favor of Joe here. He's managing to push Hillary back. He'll be able to grab this town center for himself as well. And we are seeing the siege towers moving in, but with the villagers here, villagers do a lot of damage to these siege towers. Very, very important to pick these guys off as fast as you can. Does Joe have? He doesn't have Skin of the Rhino. It's one of those things, I think you can buy it from your temple. It's one of those things you just have to buy. It's such an incredibly strong upgrade. We are seeing these raiders have to get out of there, and the villagers should get back to work fairly soon. Still not building this one up. We just see Libertine grabbing his Secrets of the Titans. Looks like he wants to go Ragnarok Titan into push. How's his upgrade situation looking now? He's now currently on iron upgrades, so he's got all the upgrades he possibly needs. Could just cast his Ragnarok now if you so choose, and then just once he gets the Titan out, just send the 30 heroes back to it or something like that. Because I think you can only fit about 30 around it, because it's can only build it as fast as the amount of units you can put around it. And we are seeing Joe trying to get this one up. We do have some champion spearmen here. Thank you so much for the follow split pushing god. Appreciate that one, my friend. We are going to be getting this town center up. We do have some medium term here to pick off those champion spearmen and those chariot archers. So that's very, very good. We are sitting in a decent position, I guess. Hillary having an idle Ferris, not what you want to see. We do see some villagers moving in here, trying to prevent this town center from going up for just a little bit, but not moving the siege towers in, so this one will come up eventually. I mean, if the villagers get picked off, that is. But Wiz is finally going to be able to push those guys back. Town center does come up, giving Joe 4 town centers to work with now. We see some watchtowers coming up, and we see Crenellations coming through. Hyperion comes through for Wiz, and here we go. Wiz going to be able to cast that Chaos. Managed to get the Chimera. That's the win there, not the medium Toxote. Or Toxote. I always get that wrong. So it does manage to get the good Chaos on that, but that's not going to be enough. It does look like Ragnarok is going to be able to push through even more. Just to pick off some of what Wiz has got here. Looks like Town Center will be coming up very, very slowly, but very, very soon. More buildings getting picked off by these catapults. Still no engineers here. What's Joe's economy is really, really good right now. He could just trade some resources there. We do see Titan Gate does come down, and Ragnarok comes down, and he's going to be sending one lot of Rag heroes over here. He's going to be moving those guys in, trying to get that one up as fast as he can. Time Gate does start. And then what's he doing with the rest of his Rag heroes? That's the question. Where does he send those? Sending those ones forward, needs to build up, needs to pick off these walls or something. Does have some random idle longbows you need to deal with. Here we go. Frost does come down in order to stop these Rag heroes from taking down this town center too fast, but now they're sitting at 99% HP. They're going to be living for the majority of that Frost, and when they pop out, they're not going to be hurt too badly, so they should be able to take out all that other stuff. We do see Ragnarok's trying to take down this location here. Should be able to take that one down fairly soon. Thank you so much for the follow, Les Low G. Appreciate that one. Yes. Now we're going to be seeing. Oh, look at this Avenger trying to take out these villagers. If Avenger gets off like 2 splash attack special abilities onto these villagers, it's like they all die. And he's trying to get that down. He's kind of did it there, but he just hasn't managed to get the max amount of Avengers there. We are seeing more catapults and pumping out at this point in order to prevent this from coming through. But it looks like those red villagers are in pain. We're seeing Ragnarok's Rag heroes, Libertine taking down Blood. Can't say Ragnarok's because Ragnarok is over here. But Ragnarok is going to be taking down this town center. We do have a bunch of those infantries here. He's actually going to be throwing these away fairly fast. He's looking like this Titan Gate should come down some random watchtowers here, maybe to defend against something incoming. Not sure why he's doing that. It's a lot of resources spent. We are seeing Blood has reacted to this fairly well. Still sending more of those Rag heroes in, but he's not going to be able to do all too much. And it is looking like this town center may stay alive. A really nice defense here from Ragnarok's. Well done. The Frost coming clutch as well. Able to continue now. Feel really, really good. That's a lot of units getting thrown away there. We're sitting at 0 town centers now, though. He needs to do something. He is putting walls up everywhere. Potentially, we're going to be seeing a wonder coming through here for Libertine. This has to be what it is, or maybe it's a smiley face. We have a smiley face here. Okay, never mind. Lots of smiley faces everywhere. Wizards are having a great game. And this is effectively a 2v3 at this point because Wizards has sort of given up when he probably shouldn't have. We're seeing this town center also lives on 300 town. What's this called? 300 HP. Feels good, man. Migdol Stronghold coming up as well, but it looks like maybe Hillary is going to be able to hold this one here. He does have these champion spin, which do have speed on horizon. Does not have greatest of the 50 just yet, which is a big upgrade in order to deal with these war elephants. But and he still hasn't grabbed this back town center for some reason. Maybe he hasn't seen it, but I mean he should know it's there because it's like you got an odd even amount of town centers. Very, very silly. Alrighty. So you don't have an even amount of town centers. You need to have an even amount of town centers, right? 6, 8. No. Yes. 6, 8, 10. We go. Titan is up. Now is Libertine. What's he going to do? He's going to move the Titan forward. I guess he can just simply attack with it. It would be pretty weird to see, like, I haven't seen this very often or at all, is a Ragnarok Titan Wonder strategy. But looks like Wizard's getting his bronze walls out, so he's got some smiley faces all over the map, feeling good. He does still have these medium termers, so he's still helping out a little bit. But yeah, termers don't really do all too much. And we do see that the population is sort of in favor of, looks like, Ragnarok's team with Hillary and Blood. Got a couple more town centers than these two. Only 6 town centers to, what's that, 9 or something? I can't count. 12? No, 11. Yes. But Titan should be able to come in here and clean up a lot of what Ragnarok's has got here and maybe take something back. So this is a big move here. Maybe Wiz can move in and take one of these town centers and start becoming relevant. How's Joe's economy going? He's got a lot of resources, so could tribute those to Wiz so that he continues to function, but instead deciding to tap out. GG, well played by both teams, really. This is a super exciting game. Really well played. I think had Wiz not given up and had Joe simply tributed some resources while there was no town centers, it would have been, probably would have been able to continue a little bit more. So I guess, yeah, it's important. It's important to like give your partners something once they've been hurt so much, because then they can do more with it than you can. If you're just sitting on, I can't see it anymore. If you're sitting on like that many resources, it's hard to spend them all because you only have so much population. But your partner has 100 population regardless of having town centers, so you may as well give it to them and see what they can do with it. Anyways, well played. Hopefully we can keep playing some games tonight. Let's see if we can find some. Thanks for being with me. Let's have a chat about anything you feel like.